Hey everyone, Ariel Adams of Blog to Watch here in Las Vegas with the General Manager of Luxury at eBay, Mr. Tirth Kamdar. Tirth, how's it going?
Hey Ariel, great seeing you again at the show.
So what is eBay doing at Las Vegas here in 2022?
So 2022 is just a continuation of our strategy over the last 2 years. We are focused heavily on doing what's right for the customer in luxury, and we are currently at both the Antique Jewelry and Watch Show and a huge presence in jewelry at the JCK show.
Now, eBay has been launching a lot of exciting initiatives, and one of the most recent ones is expert verification, which is an expansion on authenticity guarantee. And for $80, anyone can choose to have a watch priced between $1,000 and $2,000 sent to your third-party verification facility, where it's checked for everything from making sure it's authentic to make sure it's the condition. Talk a little bit about how important expert verification is at eBay.
It's very important. Imagine the first-time watch buyer. The large majority of them tend to buy under $2,000. So if you're looking for your first-time Tag Heuer or an Omega or another type of an Oris watch, you can primarily get those in the secondary market between $1,000 to $2,000, but you want to make sure you're still getting the real thing and you're going to get everything that you saw on the listing, the box, the papers, if it did note that. So as a result, for $80, we check all that and you get that nice authenticity guarantee on NFC chip card, where you'll be able to see your digital authenticity guarantee certificate as well for a watch $1,000 to $2,000. So it's really exciting, especially for a first-time watch buyer.
The last time we had this conversation at the last event, we were talking about authenticity guarantee, which was a relatively new program, which for watches priced over $2,000 is an automatic sending of the product to this third-party verification. What has been the response, not just with the community of buyers, but also the sellers, the many sellers that rely on eBay as a platform? Talk a little bit about what they've been saying.
I mean, a couple things, right? They've been very excited because we have driven consistent double-digit growth. Even in our earnings announcement coming out of last year and Q1 of this year, we've continued double-digit growth in luxury watches, and that's great for the sellers. Why? Because we're driving a lot more business and velocity for them. Lastly, the protections. You know, we have protected many sellers from making sure if the watch comes back being returned, they're getting the real watch back, the exact watch back. It's not a rock in the box. There's not a scratch on it if there wasn't a scratch, and if there is, we're fully covering them under money, letting the seller keep it, and eBay's dealing with the buyer, which is great. And expert verification, just going back to that, it is actually growing much faster than we expected. Even the percentage of takers have been more than double or triple than we initially expected, which is very exciting that the consumers are responding to it very positively.
How is the jewelry category going to benefit from some of the programs that you initially launched for watches?
I'm very excited for jewelry. I mean, I don't know if you know, my family and I've come from a jewelry family background. They've been in it for 40, 50 years, so jewelry is very close to my heart. And what we're getting into in jewelry is similar to what we've done in handbags, sneakers, watches, and other verticals. Authenticity guarantee in jewelry is coming to eBay. And we're very excited about that, being able to offer the same type of value proposition we have for seller protections, buyer protections, and these other categories. We're now rolling to jewelry and working with a lot of the great jewelry sellers that we have on eBay, but also bringing on new ones while we're at these shows.
Thank you so much, Tirth, for chatting with me. We're going to go now to the 2022 Antique Jewelry and Watch Show here in Las Vegas, sponsored by eBay. We're going to chat with some of the sellers, show you what it's like inside this amazing event. We'll talk to you soon. We're here at the Antique Jewelry and Watch Show in Las Vegas 2022, speaking to Morgan from Matthew Bain, also known as Wirelug, as their seller is on eBay. Morgan, tell me a little bit about Matthew Bain, what you guys do, and what you're doing here at the Antique Jewelry and Watch Show.
All right, so Matthew Bain Inc. is based in Miami Beach, Florida. I've been with the company for 13 years. We specialize in vintage, but also do a lot of pre-owned neo-vintage. This show I've been coming to my whole career. It's great. We come every year, see a lot of great people from the trade, meet new dealers, catch up with old friends, and hopefully sell a lot of watches.
A show like this, what types of people come here? What types of business are you doing over the few days at the Antique Jewelry and Watch Show?
Okay, so this show, which is different than the watch shows we normally do, isn't just watch dealers. It's people from jewelry stores around the country and the world, people that are in manufacturing and other things, but have an eye for vintage jewelry and watches, and they come through, and it's just a different type of clientele.
Now, your store on eBay is part of the authenticity guarantee program as well as expert verification. Would you talk a little bit about how eBay works into your overall business? How important is it, and what are some of the tools you use at eBay?
So the authentication program, I think, was introduced, 3-4 years ago now?
Not too long ago, yeah.
And I was very skeptical at first.
Really?
Somebody else reviewing my watches, that I'm supposed to be the expert here. But no, it's been great, and I think it, gives customers confidence, and I haven't had one hiccup, and it's gone really well. Also makes me feel more comfortable with returns, that somebody else is looking at them first, and you're not getting, an empty box back.
And talk about some of the products specifically that people will find if they go to the Wire Lug store on eBay. What are the specialties you have other than, you said vintage and neo-vintage. Be a little more specific if people want to hear brands and models.
Sure, of course we have Rolex ranging from the 70s to today. I have a lot of 80s and 90s pieces, which I'm pretty passionate about these days. I think they were undervalued for a long time, but become very collectible, and there's all sorts of little nuances that people are picking up on. I do a lot of Patek, I do some Audemars, I love Royal Oaks, and then, Tudors and Panerais and cheaper things as well.
Morgan, thank you so much.
Of course.
Now I'm speaking to Times Past and the Vintage Contessa with Rob. How's it going, Rob?
Hey, nice to see you.
Lovely collection of watches right here. Talk a little bit about being at the Vintage Jewelry and Watch Show.
I've been coming to the show for 20 years, and it's a great opportunity to bring all my watches and my jewelry and buy and sell amongst our competitors and friends. And no matter what you do in our business, you never have enough merchandise or enough money. So it's great because we can do business with the people that we like, trade back and forth, help our customers, help their customers. It works out just great hand-in-hand business.
Now you have a different set of watches that you specialize in. You have multiple stores. Talk about the different types of watches you specialize in, and explain a little bit why you sell them in different stores versus all sort of together. I was curious about that.
So I have a couple companies or stores on eBay. I have one store, Great Watch, that we sell our basic or more entry-level watches, $200 to maybe $3,000 or $4,000. Then I have another company that I've had set up for Times Past for over 20 years on eBay, and I put my more expensive watches and fine jewelry and some nice handbags on there also.
eBay implemented a lot of tools recently, authenticity guarantee and expert verification, which have really been game changers, very different types of services than pretty much anyone else offers right now. Talk a little bit about how those services have affected you, and in general, how important is eBay to your business?
eBay's been great, and that authentication, unbelievable. It's been a huge help because people are always scared to buy, especially if they don't know you. And I'm shipping to New Jersey, and I'm a Texan, or California, wherever it may be. But you send it to them, they take a look at the watch. It takes a few extra days, and then they get it, and then they're happy. They don't have a worry. They have reciprocity if there's an issue.
Fantastic services on eBay. Rob, thank you so much.
Great, thank you.
Now I'm speaking to Frank at Buy It, Love It, Enjoy It. That's the name of your store on eBay.
Correct.
And you are not only an eBay veteran, but you're a veteran of the Antique Jewelry and Watch Show. Talk a little bit about this show. Why do you come here, and what do you do here?
Well, first of all, I love doing the shows because in reality, we are just a family of estate jewelers. Everybody here knows each other for decades, and we trade amongst each other. And like I said, it's a little community, family across the country, and some international dealers as well. And come here because we do a tremendous amount of buying in our store, and we have to move merchandise. So between eBay and these shows, it's a great outlet to move product.
And what are some of the types of products, Frank, that your store specializes in?
So I'm not one of those dealers that pigeonhole themselves into a certain period or price point. Again, because I buy so much in my store, my actual brick and mortar, we run the gamut from like $50 items, some silver, gold filled, and then we get up into like designer signed. I have necklaces, and that could be $30,000, $40,000, and so we have something for everybody, whether it be on eBay or at the show.
You've had a very long experience on eBay. Talk a little bit about how that fits into your larger business, and what are some of the tools on eBay that you most rely on?
Well, of course, exposure is the main thing. That's the highlight of selling on eBay, because everybody sees what you have, as opposed to a show where you may get a few thousand people walking past your, over the course of a week. But yeah, exposure, that's the main thing.
and talk about some of the new tools that eBay has launched, expert verification, and before that, authenticity guarantee.
Yeah.
How has that helped you as a seller?
As a seller, I have confidence in who I sell to, and buyers had more confidence in what I'm selling. So I think it works for both ends. I think probably the thing that I found the best change was the global shipping program, because I had major issues with certain countries with product that never arrived, and now the global shipping system is amazing. That's amazing.
Fantastic. This has been Frank from Buy It, Love It, Enjoy It on eBay. Thank you so much for checking out our look behind the scenes here at the Antique Jewelry and Watch Show 2022. Thank you so much.